Hi friends, many of you know I do these fun keto trips around the world, and on the last one to Greece, this really cool couple named Vito and Aubrey, they became, well, we all become really great friends. It's just impossible, or friends for life. And they're here in Maui visiting, and they're like, hey, can we come over and make you some protein pasta? And I was like, heck yeah. They created this, they perfected this recipe, and it's so delicious. I had to show you how to make it. So let's check it out. Okay, so to make the best protein-sparing noodles, well, first I want to tell you where they came from. My friends Vito and Aubrey came on my keto trip to Greece, and it was just so much fun. We all made great friends. They're coming on my next trips to Bali and Italy, some of them. It was just amazing. Anyway, Vito and Aubrey, they own a restaurant near Toronto, Canada, and they came over to cook for me, and they made this truffle cream pasta, which was amazing, but over these protein-sparing noodles. And Aubrey adapted Indigo Nili's recipe a little bit, and I'm gonna show you how we made them. So I'm using measurements like grams, not cups, because this is gonna be much more accurate. And I'm using a scale here. And I'm going to turn the scale on, make sure it's at 0 grams. And I'm going to add 550 grams of water. And, oh, I have a little bit too much, so I'm going to pour some of it out. Oh. Almost there. Okay, close enough. Here we go. 550 grams of water, and then we're going to use 80 grams of gelatin. And I always love my Further Foods gelatin. They're such a generous company. If you use code MariaMindBody, you can save big time. And we are going to add 80 grams of water. So I'm going to clear this out back to 0, and I'm going to add 80 grams. All right, we're at 40, at 65, 70, almost there, and 80 grams, perfect. And then we're going to add some dried egg white powder, and we want to clear this back to 0. Don't forget to do that, I've done that a few times. And then you have to do some math. 120 grams of dried egg whites. Oh, I don't have my measuring thing in there. Here we go. So we're at 0 grams. That was 22, 43, 78, 90. Oh, we might be clearing this bag out. 109, and there we go. Did a little bit too much. There we go. There's 120 grams. Oh boy, come on, we're close. There, perfect. Okay. Now we're going to puree it on up. Oh, wait, we need salt. Don't forget salt, because it'll be very bland then. And if you're Vito, it's 8 things like that. 8, I don't know. What does he call it? 8 squiggles. We're gonna clear it back to 0, or we're gonna do 2.5 grams of salt. Or 8 shakes. I don't know why I couldn't remember that word. Oh. 2.5. So that's about good. We are going to get rid of our scale and put it on the blender and puree it on up. And Aubrey was so kind. They came over to make us dinner, and she also brought flowers. How nice is that? So let's move on to the stovetop and get these baking. I should say cooking. Okay, so now to make the crepes, You're going to want some avocado spray. And you just want to kind of dab that. This is what Vito was doing. He'd spray it, and then he'd take a paper towel and just kind of dab it, okay? So it's all nice and wet like that. I'm going to put it to 8. The first one's the tester. That's what Vito said. It's always the tester one. And you're going to pour about, I don't know, 1/4 of a cup on there. You want to make sure it's nice and thin, and then you just spread it on out like this. Oh, that one's too small. Need a little bit more. There we go. I love my non-stick scan pans. They're like a scan pan without the chemicals. Should probably keep that on there. It's not hot enough yet. You want the pan hot and then spread it out. Should just be leaving it. And then once it's cooked, he just used his fingers to flip them. He also picked up a hot cast iron skillet with his hand after we cooked steaks, and it didn't bother him at all. So hopefully I won't burn myself. Oh man, I should let this get hot. This is the tester one. It's okay. I'm gonna get a plate out to put them extra finished ones on. This one definitely has a hot spot. Turn this. This is the hot spot over here. This side is cooked. This is the part of waiting. And then you can pick whatever sauce you want. You could make the truffle cream sauce like Vito did, or you just use a simple like Primal Kitchen marinara sauce out of the jar. And the truffle cream was really, really good. And I'm trying to, I'll figure it out, but if you want to come on the Italy trip, which was the best trip of my life, we do a keto trip to Italy, and we're doing it June 2nd through the 11th, I believe. And if you want to join that trip and eat pasta with this recipe, I'll have the link below. Oh man, I should have waited. Okay, so this is the tester. Ta-da, flip. We can still make noodles out of it. Ouch, that's hot. Let's see. Look at this thing out here. I'm not wasting this. We can still make a noodle out of it. Okay. Julia Child would use it, right? Okay, so we're gonna spray it again. Now it's hot. Now it's hot. Should work much, much better now. My little dabbing thing. And maybe I should have Vito over here doing it, Craig. Ask him to come over. He did it so perfectly. We'll turn it up a little bit. Yeah, on the Italy trip, we had this most amazing dinner on this farm that looked over the coast of Sorrento. And everything we ate was from the farm, even down to the lemons we used were fresh from their lemon trees. We made homemade ricotta and homemade mozzarella, which I usually find mozzarella boring and bland. It was so delicious. And we had zoodles. They made bolognese with zoodles. I'm gonna wait a little bit. That's not quite done yet. And my flourless chocolate torte. So like if you feel like you can't come to Italy and not have pasta, you can have this pasta. And there's no judging on the trip. People had whatever they wanted. As long as you don't judge me, I don't judge you. I just want to go and have some fun, experience the world. Perfect. See, I did it. I knew it would work. And then you just repeat that until you have a whole bunch of noodles. You just want it cooked barely. There we go. I need a little bit more. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, they made bolognese for us, and they made them with zoodles, but we'll have to do these that time, next time. But we even stayed in a castle one night. It was awesome. I'm really looking forward to that trip. Can't wait. I usually miss my children when I travel. I don't miss them on that trip. Sorry, Kai. Sorry, Micah. They're watching me. So there's a really good book that I read. I'll have to double check the name of it, but it's about a family that just decides to move to Rome. And just to be that brave to just pick up and move is so cool. All right, so it's getting finished. And there we go. And I'll keep continuing to make them. So I should have just kept this playing as I'm making all the extra crepes because, yeah, these work great for like a burrito sandwich or something like that, a wrap. But right over there is the beach, so we can watch people swim. It's pretty fun. But it's raining, which it usually doesn't rain here very much. It'll rain for 5 minutes and then you get a rainbow and it's beautiful. But there's people swimming, and it's been raining the past few days so much that we have a lot of flooding. And just think, all of the bacteria, all of the dog pee flows right down into the ocean. I don't know. It's not a good time to swim. That's also when a lot of smells attract animal or type of predators that you don't want to be around you when you're swimming. But I also want to tell you, so if you get like a clump of gelatin, because sometimes this will clump up after a while, if you get a clump, the heat is going to melt it. So don't worry that you have to throw it out or it's not good anymore. The batter, it will melt on here. It might just be, you might have to use a spatula to get it out, but it's still going to work. So don't worry about that. But yeah, if you don't want to roll these up and slice them into noodles, they work great for a sandwich, a little wrap, and they do freeze. There we go. There. So don't worry if the first one doesn't turn out great. It will still work. So I'm debating whether, ouch, that's hot. I don't know how Vito did that. If I should make the truffle cream sauce or if I should just use a simple sauce for you. And if you have a larger pan, that works even better because you'll have really long noodles. Being an induction oven, Vito and Aubrey bought this huge like 16-inch pan, but it didn't work on the induction, so that kind of stunk. But the noodles are still good, even if they're not super big. There. All right, I'll catch you back in a little bit. Okay, so now I have a bunch of crepes here, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab a few of them at a time, and you can place them onto a cutting board. I'm gonna turn it this way. You're gonna roll them up, and then slice them into noodles. When you stack them like this, they sometimes stick together, so you might have to peel them apart. But slice them into fettuccine. So I have a bunch of noodles. And so you can, whenever you want a quick meal, you have a protein-packed noodle to use with your sauce. All right. So see how they might stick together? You just have to put them into your pasta bowl. There we go. And we have noodles. Awesome. So if you do make these, I'd love your comments below on what you like to top them with, whether it be marinara, bolognese, Alfredo sauce, pesto, whatever it is. I'd love to know. So we'll just keep cutting these and we'll get our sauce going. So yeah, they might stick together. You just have to pull them apart. All right. And not all gelatin will gel up like this, so that's why I love Further Foods. All right, pasta time. Okay, so I have all the noodles sliced, and the extra I'm gonna just put into a Ziploc. I'm gonna put them into the fridge for an easy meal at any time. Come home from work, you don't wanna make anything, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna take out some pasta, and you're going to toss some sugar-free marinara sauce in it. Let's open that up. There we go. And maybe my protein sparing bread for the garlic bread, and you have a delicious meal in no time. And here's the pasta. It really didn't take that long to make. It wasn't hard to make. And now I have delicious food in the fridge for those times of getting hungry. There's no excuses. But if you want to try these, and you want to try these noodles in Italy, check out the link below, because these are trips of a lifetime. Like, I can't even explain how amazing they are. You should come. We'll make friends for life, and we'll eat delicious food like this. Okay, Kai, are you going to test these out for us?
Yes.
Yes? All right. You have already had them, though. They're really good, aren't they? All right. Let's show everybody how good they are. They have a texture of a noodle. What do you think?
So good.
So good. We always watch Hell's Kitchen together, don't we?
Yeah.
And you were like, I want to make noodles.
Totally.
And I was like, we're going to make noodles. So we did, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to tell people?
Cook with your kids.
Mahalo, everybody. If you want to change your life like I've changed mine with food, I would be honored to help you. Many of you don't know that I was twice my size. I had acid reflux. I had PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. I had depression. I had IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome. And food changed my life. And not only did that happen, I get to eat good food, right? Good food. So if you want to eat good food, I have perfected meal plans made by me and personal help with supplements or modifications if you have Hashimoto's, if you have Graves, if you have IBS, if you have PCOS, contact me. I would be honored to help you. You can go to keto-adapted.com and find a lot of different options there for personalized help, or message me by commenting below on this YouTube video, or you can check me out at mariamindbodyhealth.com. Mahalo.